Well, the Musica Singers are getting ready to start Summer in Style this weekend with their latest concert. It's called Awitan, and it promises a blend of traditional Filipino choral music mixed with more contemporary Filipino sounds. Oscar Pantaleon is the conductor of the Musica Singers. Jesse Alcasabas is one of the singers in the choir and is also the executive director. Great to talk with you both this morning.
Thank you for
Good
having
morning.
us.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
So
Nolan.
maybe I'll start with you, Oscar, to tell us maybe a bit about the title for this concert. What is Awitan?
Awitan. So this is the finale of our second season. Awitan, melodies from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. In Tagalog, awitan means singing together. So
Hmm.
we're having all these songs from different regions of the Philippines, bringing them all together in a concert. And then we will also showcase how the popular music in the Philippines has developed from the original from the Manila sound developed in the 70s up to the recent ones by younger generations of musicians.
So I want to break down that in just a second, but maybe to ask you, Jesse, that there's music coming from all across the Philippines, and
Yes.
obviously with all of that, there's a lot of different sorts of sounds, different sorts of traditions, just the same as the people that make up the Musica Singers are from different
Exactly.
parts of the Philippines. What is that like
Correct.
to be able to showcase not just the Philippines on a grand scale, but also to showcase sort of the different parts of the Philippines for different people who are from the different parts of the country?
Well, for us, like me, I have a hometown. It's in Pampanga, so it's like bringing home to other Filipinos and introducing to each, not even non-Filipinos, as our audience, to bringing to them what is like to have a culture. Like Philippines is very rich, right? So there's just so many rich in culture, especially with music. So every region, like Luzon, where I'm from, the province of Pampanga, which is in Luzon. So blending it with different regions and multi-generational singers, we come from different regions. We get to introduce these songs that we have learned when we were younger. So these we bring to life these common childhood songs that we have been, learning when we were younger. So it's just nice to know, okay, these are songs from Mindanao, another region in the Philippines. So we also learn, although we know of it, but to sing them, it's a totally different experience, and to bring it to the audience, it's another level of experience too.
I would imagine also that singing different pieces from across the Philippines, Jesse, means that there are some very interesting sorts of conversations that happen amongst
Exactly.
the singers, because with music, of course, comes storytelling. What sorts of conversations have been happening in rehearsal amongst the members of the Musica Singers as you share different songs and different sort of musical styles from across the Philippines?
Well, you will be surprised that some are actually chants. Like some are songs that they sing while they're planting rice. Like, oh, okay, this existed. So, um, it's hard also for Filipinos. There's just so many languages that are in each province. Like I get to learn one language. Used to be, you know what? Let me just say this: dialect and language. I was what you call that? I was corrected. So language is basically not known for everyone, and I thought it was dialect. So dialect. So
Hmm.
there's just so many languages that I learn now from just singing. So we talk about it, and some of the members there, oh, this is my hometown and province language. So we try to use it, and it just so fun to mix and match something like that.
I bet, I bet. There are a few distinct composers that are being featured on this concert, Oscar. Maybe you can tell us more about these three composers that you will be highlighting in the midst of this sort of, in the midst of all of these traditions that are being showcased.
Yeah, so we have about three national artists for music in the Philippines in our repertoire. That's Ramon Santos, a modern composer of all in the Philippines. We also have Levi Celerio, who became famous because of his flute made of leaves. And then
Wow.
Yes.
Ryan Teabiab. So those three national artists are featured in our repertoire, and also we have a tribute to icons of the Philippine music industry who have created very popular music and have moved forward what is called the Filipino sound. And in addition to that, we are, again, as I mentioned earlier, we are featuring young composers uh, from hits as recent as just last year or the other year. And those artists have come to Winnipeg already. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Incredible, incredible. You touched on something really interesting there, Oscar, when you're talking about performing the new sounds of the Philippines. And mixed with these sort of the songs that Jesse was talking about that are very familiar to different communities within the Philippines. I'm wondering, what is the experience like for the choir, largely comprised of singers from the Filipino diaspora, to sing new sounds from the Philippines? I guess, in other words, what is it like to have music on this program that is perhaps not of the same experience as a lot of the choir members, because perhaps they came to Canada after this new sound was being developed?
Yeah, exactly. It's a learning experience for everyone. We have one of our members who's on leave, who he went to our rehearsal last night, and he said, "Oh, I didn't know we're singing this kind of songs." So yes, it's interesting. We are learning a lot. We would want to sing more songs, but we only have a limited time to present at concerts. So we hope we'll be able to bring in more new music in our future programming.
Hmm. What is that experience like as a chorister, Jesse? What role does the evolution of Filipino music, singing this new music from the Philippines, play in ensuring that the connection to the Philippines for singers in the Musica Singers here in Winnipeg is a vibrant connection? What does that experience mean for the choir members to be engaging with these new sounds?
Well, first of all, I myself, I'm very excited because with my bracket and age, I'm used to these type of choir songs. Usually, you hear them, but then singing songs that are kind of danceable tunes, and they're from the Gen Alpha, as they call it. And I have my children too, and they were surprised. You're singing this song as a choir? I'm like, yes, we are. So it's different also the dynamics of singing it, right?
Sure.
So there's a totally different, as most of the professional voice coaches will say, different styles and whatnot. So but we're singing them as a choir, ages this to the youngest,
Yeah.
and with a lot of movement here and there. So I'm excited. We are all excited, and we want to impart to the audience that, there's flexibility and learning doesn't stop. So that's how it is.
Yes. As you were talking, it occurred to me that maybe singing these new sounds from the Philippines is a great way for this younger generation of Winnipeg's Filipino community to also connect to that culture, but perhaps not always with the same sort of folk songs that have been a part of that experience for a long time. And it's
Yes.
maybe it also occurs to me that maybe if you were to just sing those traditional songs, maybe the culture itself might become perhaps less vibrant. I'm misreading that a little bit, but to say that like these new sounds help this next generation connect to the place where their roots are.
Well, I think that's our job, right? We wanted to not lose that part of our
Mm.
culture, make them experience that this is the way it was, and now to blend it with the newer generation. So we don't want to miss and also lose any like interest in terms of missing it because kids might not like it, right? But we want them to somehow enjoy both, like learning what was before in the past and kind of like seeing the value in it and now applying it to the new type of singing or style. So that's our target actually, so to have
Mm.
the youth coming to watch us.
If
So
I may add,
By all means.
yeah, we want to make Musica Singers accessible to a
exactly.
wide audience,
Yeah.
whatever age. Even we're also reaching out outside of the Filipino community. Like we
community.
have
Yeah.
collaborations with the Ukrainian choir, with the Chinese choir, Nigerian
French community.
band, yeah, the French choir. So
A way to
it's
a way to ensure that the new sounds of the Philippines and that vibrant culture that is constantly evolving
Of
is
course.
showcased far beyond the Philippines and done so in a unique way through the Musica Singers here in Winnipeg.
Definitely.
Awitan takes place on Saturday, June 28th at the Days of Tell Concert Hall. We will link all the information at our website, classic107.com, and on the Classic 107 app so people can grab tickets. Oscar Pantaleon and Jesse Alcasabas, so great to talk to you, and all the best for Awitan this weekend.
thank you
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
us.
Thank you. All the best.